With CJ Nasello on RiverBender.com.
Why do you drink? Hey, why do you roll smoke? Why must you live out the songs that you wrote? If I'm down in a honky-tonk, some old slick's trying to give me friction, I say, leave me alone, I'm singing all night long.
It's kind of a tradition, just not a family. Well, I guess the Riverbender family tradition is talking to Sydney Sinks, Blog Talk. Hey.
Happy to be here.
Hey, dear.
That's not nice. Not nice. It's a little bit too soon.
I had to do. I'm like, how do I lead in with Sydney? And I'm like, well, half the audience is going to think I'm a creep, but it's going to be worth it, you know? So, what's the blog about this time around the corner?
So the blog this time around is about the time I hit a deer, which was not that long ago. It was
Picture this.
Let me set the scene. It was last Thursday night. I'm driving home at 7 p.m. or so, and then immediately I hit a deer. The deer hits me. Depends on who you are. The deer might have a different opinion. I don't know, and it was rough. It's a rough moment. I'd never hit one before, and it was scary.
So, where were you at?
So I was on Seminary Road. If you're
Really?
familiar with that? Yeah.
Really?
So I live in Brighton.
Yeah.
So out in the country,
Yeah.
basically. So yeah.
Well, I know, and I've told you the story, and I'm sure he's watching today. We were just talking. I have a buddy of mine that
Yes.
hit not one but two deer in less than 4 days.
I'm so sorry to that guy.
I felt sorry for the deer.
That too.
You know, he was on one of those public watch lists for deer. Well, I will never forget, Cindy. I get in his car and all this fur's around. I go, what the hell did you do? He goes, I hit a deer. Well, the next 3 days go by, I bring it out, and I get in his car, and his door won't open. I'm like, what the hell happened here? I hit another deer.
That's my
Same
worst.
road.
Oh my gosh. Really?
Yeah,
Same road?
Same road.
I'm telling you, in the blog post, I call it Deer Road because I've freshly nicknamed it. And there are so many deer on that way.
Yeah.
And I've driven this road like so many times in my lifetime. And I've avoided them every time. But it was time. It was my time.
You can't. Now, did it run across the road or did you strike it?
No, it ran across the road
See, that's
into the,
tough.
yeah.
You know, it's like what came first, the chicken or the deer hitting your car?
Literally, yeah.
You know?
Why did the deer cross the road? I don't know, because I was there. So, yeah.
Well, and now here's what I find fascinating. You haven't been in your car.
Well, yeah, so that's an unfortunate side story.
This is a different situation
So
here.
there's been a little bit of an issue with my car with the tire. There's got a leak going on, so just kind of dealing with that. But in the meantime, my brother is up at school, so I've been driving his car. Which is fine, except for the fact that now it has a deer-shaped dent. And so
Is it drivable?
it's drivable.
No
so
kidding.
it's not that bad, thank God. But it's definitely, I mean, there's no
Yeah.
hiding what happened.
So now that I know that you're okay, because I mean, obviously, when I thought, at first I'm like, God dang, that's rough, because sometimes
appreciate
you can
that.
get pretty mangled in a deer accident.
I should say I got very lucky, yes.
Now, did the deer bounce at all when you hit it?
The deer didn't bounce. The deer bounced back, I could say, and
dang.
so continued to. No, that's a good thing. I couldn't handle it. I hit a squirrel once and sobbed, so I could not handle hitting a deer and killing a deer. That would hurt me.
You're talking to the guy that ran into an owl.
I'm so sorry.
I laughed. I went, those things aren't wise at all. Well, the reason I ask is because there's always a game that I play with folks about the deer, because
Right.
we're in the Midwest. It's no different than like a rat in New York. You're going to see one eventually.
Right.
And those things are like possums. Have you seen those rats in New York?
Yeah, they're huge.
They are
Oh my
monsters. I
gosh.
mean, we have mice here. Those are rats. They're two different things. But I was sitting there, I always ask, because the deer always bounce in a very hilarious fashion. Okay?
Because I feel so bad laughing at this.
I know,
but
you're right. You know what I'm saying? So it's like the deer's legs go up sideways and like their body kind of turns a little bit. And I gotta ask, because there's somebody I knew that hit a deer and that sucker literally front flipped over his car sideways. So yours bounced backwards.
Bounced backwards, kind of slid, so some real damage was done to the car.
Oh my God.
The deer was okay. I watched it run away, but I think both of us were just like so shocked that had happened. Both of us, we made eye contact through the window, and I think there was just this moment of what just happened to both of us right now.
It's better than him telling you to go F yourself or
Yeah.
something. I get.
That was definitely running through her head. I think, yeah.
So,
yeah.
doe or buck?
It was a doe, so it could have been worse.
Oh,
Could have been
someone's
worse.
mom out there you just mowed. No,
in me. I can't do this.
Well, I told you the story. My favorite story is my neighbor across. Sorry, the neighbor across the street. My dad had the Chevy Tracker. You don't know what they are, but this Chevy Tracker's an old car.
Okay.
And this thing, it was a soccer car, and it was awful. I mean, awful. It smelled.
Oh.
It was terrible. It was falling apart. I'm telling you what, if I ever see any Tracker, I'm gonna get like PTSD. And just like the smell of it alone is still imprinted in my mind because of all the soccer equipment.
Right.
Well, he was driving down one day, and I don't know if his tire fell off before. I think it fell off before, like it just fell off his car. But he hit a deer and smoked it. And I mean, this was a nice looking buck. So my neighbor has some of the tags, and he goes, "Well, I haven't hit nothing this season. That's mine." And he goes and claims it. Well, then maybe a couple months later, I don't remember. My neighbor is a sweet lady, Cindy Lilly, who watches this show all the time, and she knows this story. And this deer jumped over a fence, and God love it, got caught, snapped both of its legs on a riot. I hate to tell you this story, but I don't. And well, then all of a sudden, the police have to come and blow this deer away in front of everybody, and that's just
So
the way
terrible.
it goes.
Yes, go on.
Well, then, not a half hour later, there is the said deer hanging with its legs up, getting skinned in my neighbor's driveway. I'm like, talk about PTSD. This poor deer just snapped its legs, and it's getting skinned and processed.
Oh my gosh! And you gotta watch that. I can just imagine your sweet neighbor.
It's a great. I had to share it today. I had to finally share it. So, what damage happened to your brother's vehicle?
My brother's vehicle. Yeah. So we got the rear panel on the driver's side. So that whole kind of driver's side area, it's got a little bit of like some dents, some scratches kind of thing, and I hate to say this, some deer hair in it.
I wondered that.
Yeah. And it's sick. It's gross.
Any bloodstains?
No, thank God. I don't think. See, that would have been too far for me. I would have
You'd
cried.
have been done.
I would have
You'd
cried.
have been done. Yeah.
I was very proud of myself for not crying so
You
far.
held it together?
I held it together. I made it home, and I said, "Wow, what a day it's
No,
been."
so it's always doing something for the first time,
Yeah.
whether it's, riding a bike or hitting a deer. There's always a conversation to have. Who'd you call first?
So I went home. I texted my friends immediately. Guess what happened?
You got to. That's
Guess
part
what
of it.
happened? Yeah. And then as soon as my parents, I knew they were home, and I was like, "Hey, so just a quick heads up. Some things went down. I hate to say what happened, but it's unfortunate."
Were they understanding?
They were very nice about it.
Really?
My whole family. So it was my brother. I will say he was very nice about his car being hit.
What college is he up at to right
He's
now?
at Illinois State right
Oh,
now.
wow.
So yeah,
What's he going for?
He's going for film production. So
Really?
he's very cool. He's very creative. No, he's great. But no, so he very nicely, he was like, "Well, are you okay?" Which was very nice and the correct thing to say. And I said, "Yes, I'm fine." And then he said, "How dare you?"
Okay, I was gonna, because to me that would have been the hardest call.
Yeah.
I mean, there is no bigger fear than wrecking somebody else's car. That happened
Oh
to
my
me
gosh.
once. This was back in my party days. I'll be honest. I left
Yeah.
my car to go be with somebody else, and I said to the people I was with, "Just bring my car home. I'll
Yeah.
see you tomorrow." Well, I shouldn't have drove, and I didn't, but they probably shouldn't have drove either, and I had a bunch of yellow marks all over my car, and it's a tough conversation, so he's very understanding.
He was very nice about it. Granted, he hasn't seen the damage yet,
Oh,
so
okay.
I have not sent any photos. I've kind of just let it be, let it lie.
But the dent's out?
No, dents is still there,
Oh,
so
good.
we're
I can
waiting.
check it out.
You can go upstairs and
picture
check
of
it
it.
out later. Yeah, you can post it and blast me online if you want. Yeah.
But that's what I think's really cool, because that's always, seriously, is getting that phone call and going, "Hey, I just wrecked your car."
Yeah, I got some bad news. That's how I started that phone call.
But functionality of the vehicle?
It's still drivable. So, all things
Really?
good. Still drivable. Deer is okay.
That's
all things
fascinating.
saying it could have been a lot worse. So everything's fine.
well, because
really.
I would have thought hitting you on the side, and especially if the deer bounces back, it was going
Yeah.
fast enough to
Yeah.
to have some momentum, that it would mess up your alignment or something. That's pretty good.
I got very lucky, and that's the thing too. As funny as this story's funny now,
It is hilarious.
It's funny now, but as funny as it is, and that being said, I did get very lucky. So
You did.
not losing sight of that. For
Well,
sure.
and too, like those moments, because no, I don't. I just want folks to. She is going literally everywhere, every second of the day.
Constantly.
Like, I'm not
Yeah.
even being funny about it. I thought I kind of had some traveling. No. The traveling goes over to Sydney, who's always on the road and going going. So, I mean, you're going from story to story, and you're just trying to get things done.
Absolutely.
And you don't realize, maybe it's always best to, were you going fast?
I was going like the speed limit.
So you weren't like speeding or nothing either.
Wild,
but
no.
It's just the little things, that
little things, yeah.
Yeah, it kind of makes you go, man, I need to check my surroundings more. I need to slow it down a little bit, smell the roses.
Well, it's interesting because, you can be doing everything right, which I think I was for the insurance company.
Oh, that's right. Yeah, you were a perfect driver, 10 and 2,
yeah, everything was perfect.
It was wonderful.
But, it just is what it is. Sometimes and accidents happen, but it is a good reminder that, at the end of the day, you're driving like a several ton vehicle and you need to be aware. So.
And that's just the deer. No. So I got to ask before I let you go.
Yeah, let's hear it.
Were you like putting the conversation in your head before you called your brother?
Oh, definitely.
So that's always what I find the most fascinating is, we've all had to explain something to our parents before.
Right.
And you always like try to correlate it or like, how am I going to say this? But what happens if they say this? How am I going to come back with my left? How many times did you go through it? And did it actually match up what you said on the phone?
No, absolutely. I sat down and I said, okay, how am I going to break this news gently to this kid who I love a lot? But I'm like, what am I going to say? And so I went through it, and I will say, luckily, he was very nice about it. I will repeat, and
very nice.
Kudos to him. He was very understanding. But again, he hasn't seen it yet. So he's coming home for spring break this Friday. So we'll see how nice he is once he actually sees the damage. You can go, you know what, you go upstairs, you look at it, you tell me what you would say to your sister, and then get back to me. Yeah.
Well, that's good. But so was the conversation, was it the same that you thought of?
More or less, yeah.
Was it really?
It was.
Because what I do is I forget about what I thought about. So by the time I start talking, I go, no pun intended, a deer in headlights, and I just forget about what I was saying.
No, just about. And there came a point where I was like, really? I mean, at the end of the day, what can I really say besides that?
Right.
Unfortunately, I'm sorry.
Right.
But,
you're right.
Yeah.
It's always funny the people that get really pissy about it. Where it's like you got folks who are like, why'd you do that? It's like dude, I was just driving.
It was an accident.
The deer
I swear.
hit me sideways. I wasn't going fast, But it's always a tough scenario because it's like, who are you going to be getting,
Well, and I think that was the most annoying part of this too. And I kind of wrote about this in the blog, but just being like, this is just something that happened, and it's something that can happen to anybody at any time, and you just got to be aware of it. And there's nothing that I could have done to stop it, and that's what makes me mad, because there's nothing I could have done to stop it, and that annoys me.
You can't fix it. You're right.
Yeah.
So with that being said, what are we writing about this week? Not blog wise, because I know we got to guess, but what are some of the stories that are you working on, RiverBender?
Right. Well, right now I'm doing some write-ups on some interviews that you've done, so that's always very exciting. And we got some nonprofits coming up that are doing some cool things that I'm going to be writing about. We got an election event coming up tomorrow that I'll be at. So all kinds of things. So if you see me out and about,
is that the town hall?
Yeah, exactly.
Okay.
So if you see me out and about, come say hi, because I'd love to talk to people. But I was all over yesterday. I was at the chili chow down for the Rotary Club, and that was great. Got to meet some folks.
Did you try some?
I did. It was very good.
We sat there for a good portion of our afternoon and had some fun.
It was very good.
It was very enjoyable.
It's always fun to go out and meet people.
Yeah. And so anything else coming down?
And you know what? Anything else that gets assigned to me, I'm on it. So I'll let you know.
Yes, she is. With that being said, it's 10:58. We'll come back. We'll take a really brief break, and then we'll come back. Oh, wait, no. I had something to share with you. What am I talking about? I even saved an article for you.
Oh.
Listen to this. So, sorry, bear with me here. This is a live show.
Exciting.
This is a live show. This is why I just, what we do is so cool. A University of Cambridge academic was trapped in the bathroom of a medieval tower for 7 hours.
Oh my gosh. Okay.
And said she took inspiration. Do you know the name MacGyver? You ever heard something?
Yeah.
She took inspiration from the show to make her escape. Now her name's Christina Eco, 33, who resides in a room occupied by a 16th century philosopher. I'm not even going to get close, at Queens College. And so, by the way, that alone would say no for me. I'm not going to be in some 16th century. Oh, no.
I feel so differently because that's awesome.
It's like, what person lived there in the 16th century? Were they some type of grand wizard that was like conjuring spells and bad things? Were they a witch, Are
they haunted? Do you believe in ghosts?
Yes.
Okay, well, then that's kind of, it keeps you on edge. See, and as someone who doesn't believe in ghosts, I'm like 100% down.
Yeah,
so, yeah.
Right. That's because you haven't been here at 7.
That's true.
But she suspects their dog latched this door, and it was the door's latch had been. broken by a plumber. I don't know where I got dog, who recently worked on her showers. So she was trying to remember how long a person can survive on just water and hoping that I wouldn't die in there.
That's
Seriously,
dark.
this is what she told the BBC.
Wow.
If people came looking for me to check the bathroom, or they'd have to wait until Monday for her to get out of here. No one knew. She said her initial attempts were terrible. They were fruitless. She tried to bang the shower head on the door, break it with brute force, and shout for help, but nothing worked and no one heard her.
Wow.
That's where the anxiety sets in, that you're really stuck here. Well, she took inspiration from her childhood show, MacGyver, and that hero who's known for his ability to turn everyday objects into useful tools. Well, she used a cotton swab. Okay. A cotton swab to fashion a hook and used an eyeliner pencil to push down the latch so she could pick the lock.
That's awesome.
Isn't that just the coolest story you ever heard? So the method freed the postdoctoral student from the bathroom after 7 hours.
Wow, that is horrible,
Isn't
but
that
amazing.
incredible?
Yeah.
A little cotton swab and an eyeliner pencil. You can get everything done with the things that you have in your wallet, purse, or pocket fold.
Yeah, so what I'm hearing is it's okay my purse is filled with trash because you never know when it's going to be useful.
That's right. One man's trash is another person's escape kit.
There
With
we
that
go.
being said, I'm out of time today, Sydney. Have a great rest of your day.
You too.
And all of you, I'll see you back here Wednesday. We got a busy show, and we'll see you then at 11 o'clock. Enjoy the day. Try to find some warmth out there. It's a little dreary. And on that note, just try your best to stay out of jail.
Oh, yes, he did. He said he would.